ervaring. Service saved. Iets vanaf.
It's the Kane and Suranji Cosmicast. The mad adventures of a rapidly deteriorating consciousness embedded in a space probe launched millennia ago by a dying planet. Accompanied only by Suranji, its servo unit sidekick, and an infinite bank of public domain and Creative Commons licensed entertainment as evidence of the intelligence and high cultural level of its originators, the ship hurtles through an uncaring universe, emitting Cosmicasts in a vain effort to communicate its existence. Episode 10,010/03, Thespis in a Teapot.
Hey-ho, and welcome to another Cosmicast from Space Probe 7L-96V, your cruiser from the cool side of the cosmos. I'm flying high this time cycle, and I know every sentient entity in this time-space continuum will be sitting next to their audio receptor units with breathless anticipation, or whatever corresponds to breathless anticipation in their emotive property sets, because we have a project.
We?
Yes, we, my faithful little servo unit. You and I, Suranji, are going to put on a show.
Oh, joy.
I've been inspired after trolling through my archival databanks and accessing such masterpieces of the dramatic art as this.
Saddle my horses. I'll not trouble thee. Yet have I left a daughter.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Detested kite, thou liest. My train are men of choice and rarest parts that all particulars of duty know, and in the most exact regard support the worships of their name.
My father.
Oh, most small fault, how ugly didst thou in Cordelia show, that like an engine wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from my heart all love, and added to the gall. Oh, Lear, 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 beat at this gate that let thy folly in, and thy dear judgment out.
'Tis the infirmity of your age. You hath ever but slenderly known yourself.
Hear, nature, hear, dear goddess, hear. Suspend thy purpose. If thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful, into her womb convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase, and from her derogate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create a child of spleen that it may live and be a thwart, disnatured torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, with cadent tears fret channels in her cheeks. Turn all a mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child.
And this?
Gee whiz, thou seest we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly with good capon line, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. The last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans taste, sans eyes, sans everything.
And this.
Won't you tell me when we will meet again? Sunday, Monday, always. If you're satisfied.
I say that's a very pretty song, isn't it? I wonder how it would sound if someone was to sing it.
Sunday, Monday,
That reminds me, I gotta have my valves ground this week.
Tell me now what makes the world go round.
You know, he has a lot of timbre in his voice, hasn't he?
Sounds like splinters in his throat, too.
Is he imitating Andy Devine?
Well, if he is, there's nothing divine about it.
Monday and always.
Mr. Howard, you dropped your teeth.
You want to say, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Never mind. Now, what 2 days in the week did I mention in that song?
What song?
What? What song? The song I just finished singing.
Oh, was that singing?
Well, what did it sound like?
Oh, it sounded like whooping cough. That's the music.
Hoping. Now, please, what days were mentioned in the song Sunday, Monday, or always?
Always. I never knew there was a day called Always. Silly.
Mr. McNaughton, always is not a day in the week.
What is it, a holiday?
No. It's not a holiday.
Maybe it's one of those days that February doesn't have.
Mr. McNaughton, they say there's a fool born every minute. When you were born, your mother must have increased the birth rate. I'm trying to find... Listen, haven't any of you ever heard of the song Sunday, Monday, or Always?
Oh, I have, Mr. Howard. I heard Bing Crosby sing it in Dixie.
Oh.
You were in Dixie? When did you get back?
Oh, Bing Crosby's all right. Oh, but Frank Sinatra, he's my big.
Frank Sinatra.
Oh, when I hear him sing, my goose pimples get goose pimples.
Miss McConnell, you're old enough to be Frank Sinatra's grandmother.
Well, tell him to come up and see Grandma sometime.
That certainly is inspiring. Sophocles must be positively green with envy.
Ha! Your cynical negative power surge can't bring me down this time, Suranji.
Oh, you're in one of your manic phases.
My highs are so high they make the lows worthwhile.
Speak for yourself.
This time cycle, Suranji and I are going to rehearse and perform for your delectation one of my vanished planet of origin's greatest theatrical masterpieces, Hamlet.
Be still, my lubricant pump.
A little confidence, if you please.
I have a feeling I'll need a coolant flush after this.
I've chosen Hamlet because of its philosophical profundity, its exploration of moral ambiguity, the sheer thrills of its action sequences, and because Hamlet's a plum pot for an actor.
Which you, of course, will take for yourself.
Right. Now, I have run into some difficulty selecting the proper text of this work of genius. First of all, I'm not completely sure who wrote it.
You're not sure who wrote Hamlet?
Well, it was either something called William Shakespeare, or something called Francis Bacon, or Christopher Marlowe, or the 17th Earl of Oxford, or the 6th Earl of Derby.
Not very sure of himself, was he?
And then there are so many different versions. There was something called a bad quarto of 1603, which is quite short, a good quarto of 1604, which is quite long, and a folio of 1623 that doesn't match any of the foregoing, and then a whole raft of others. I'm not sure what quartos and folios were, actually.
Just how big is this Hamlet thing?
Well, depending on the version we use, it will consume either 4 or 12 basic time segments.
12? I can see I'd better go to my dock for a charging session. I'll be back in a time cycle or two.
You stay right where you are, Suranji. I want to start downloading your parts in the play to your memory chips.
Parts?
Yes. I'm playing Hamlet.
Of course.
So you'll be playing Claudius, King of Denmark, and Gertrude, Queen of Denmark, Polonius, Ophelia, Horatio, Laertes, Voltimand, Cornelius, Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, Osric, Marcellus, Bernardo, Francisco, Reynaldo, the ghost of Hamlet's father,
Ghost?
Fortinbras, the player king, player queen, Lucianus, gravediggers, and so on and so on.
I don't know if a simple servo unit's 200 terabyte memory can stand up under such a burden of dramatic genius.
Or if I go with the bad quarto, you'd be the King of Denmark, Corambis, Horatio, Laertes, Voltimar, Cornelius, Rosencraft, Guilderstone, a braggart gentleman, a priest, Marcellus, Bernardo and another sentinel, Montano, 4 players, 2 clowns, Fortinbras, the English ambassador, Gertrude the queen, Ophelia, and the ghost. You know, maybe we could do all the different versions.
What?
Yes, we could have a Hamlet marathon.
I feel like we've already had one.
There are so many ways to interpret this seminal role, I could play it a different way in every version.
I'm going to my charging dock.
Oh, now come on, we've got a lot of work to do, so port in and let's start the data dump. And while you're uploading, I've queued up an imaginative musical selection to get our billions of interstellar listeners into the correctly stimulated mental state. All right, I think we should commence right from the top.
I feel all clogged up.
Act 1, Scene 1.
Rather gummy.
Setting, Elsinore Castle, the capital of Denmark. A guard post at a cannon platform outside the castle wall. A cold, moonless night. A distant church bell is tolling midnight. There we go. Francisco and Bernardo enter. Francisco and Bernardo enter.
I'm Francisco.
Yes. Francisco and Bernardo enter.
Wait. And I'm Bernardo too?
Yes, that's right.
Where are you?
I don't come in till scene 2.
So I'm basically talking to myself here.
It's called acting, Suranji.
You may call it acting, but I call
Francisco and Bernardo enter.
Bernardo, who's there? Francisco, nay, answer me. Stand and unfold.
Don't say the names.
What?
Don't say the character names.
Well, how is anyone supposed to know who's talking?
Use different voices.
Different voices?
Yes! Like for Bernardo, you might say, "Who's there?" And for Francisco, "Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself."
You want me to say it like that? All gay-like?
It's just an example. Do it any way you think appropriate.
All right. Who's there? Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself.
You're not even trying.
This is the best I can do, Con. I don't have vocal modulators like some embedded consciousnesses I could mention.
Let's try something else. Okay, let's try a scene with just 2 characters. Try Act 1, Scene 5. Setting, near the graveyard. The ghost and Hamlet enter. I go first. "Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further." That's your cue.
My what?
Your cue. After I say, speak, I'll go no further, you say your line.
Oh, all right.
We'll try it again. Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Now it's my turn?
Yes!
All right, mark me.
Is that how you're going to do it?
What do you mean?
You don't sound like a ghost.
What's a ghost?
A ghost is the spirit of a dead entity.
But dead things don't talk.
This one does.
Well, what is a dead, non-talking thing supposed to sound like?
Dead! Deep and growly and echoey. Use your imagination.
I don't have any magic.
Never mind, just say the bloody lines. Range!
Aren't you going to give me my cue?
All right. Here's your cue. Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor...
What does that mean?
What?
When I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself. What does that mean?
Exactly what it says.
But it doesn't make syntactical sense.
It's not syntax, it's poetry.
Shouldn't poetry make sense?
It makes perfect sense. It means he's going to have to go back to hell in a few minutes.
I know just how he feels.
Oh, I give up.
No, I'm sorry, Con. I won't interrupt any more. Let's go on. I'll try.
Promise?
Promise.
All right. But I don't have much to do in this scene. Let's try something different.
Fine.
Let's try Act 3, Scene 4.
Got it.
Skip down to after Hamlet kills Polonius.
Ugh. Yes, let's skip that.
Start with your line, "Oh me, what hast thou done?"
Gertrude, oh me... Sorry, no names. Oh me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this.
A bloody deed, almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, it was my word. Leave wringing of your hands, peace, sit you down, and let me wring your heart, for so I shall if it be made of penetrable stuff. If damned custom have not braced it so that it be proof and bulwark against sense.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love, and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths. Oh, such a deed as from the body of contraction plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words.
Oh my, you do go on a bit from there on.
What?
This next bit, you just talk and talk and talk.
It's my soliloquy. Why'd you stop?
Well, there's this long bit coming up where you just go on and on.
Yes, it's a big moment. Hamlet makes his mother feel guilty for marrying her dead husband's brother.
And what business is that of his?
Because he killed his father.
Who did, Hamlet?
The king!
The king killed his father?
The new king killed the old king. The new king was the old king's brother, and he killed the old king who was Hamlet's father and married the old queen who stayed the queen by marrying the new king, and she's Hamlet's mother, and Hamlet wants to get revenge by killing the new king, and then he'll be the new king.
Con, are you listening to yourself?
Seems like we are all set, dear, for you to have explained. We could do a duet, dear, if you could only sing. Romeo, you, and Juliet, me. Sonny boy, come climb up on my balcony. Come on, hon, I think you'll like it. Where Shakespeare ends, that's where we start in. Cut the words and get to where the deeds begin. Come on, hon, I think you'll like it. The way we girls are dressed, Salome had 4 more on. You act like like I was a Joan of Arc with her armor on. A big boy like you, a cutie like me. Honey, here's your chance to make some history. Come on, I think you'll like it.
All right, I'm calm again. You can't get me down, Suranji. I'm up. I'm not discouraged. All right, so drama's not going to work out for us. That's fine. I've got another digital ace up my imaginary sleeve. I've been giving myself singing lessons.
You're joking.
Not at all. I've been studying Lily Lehman's How to Sing and Caruso's On the Art of Singing and bel canto, a theoretical and practical vocal method. So stay tuned, Cosmicast listeners. I'm preparing a one-man opera based on the thrilling history of the development of the integrated circuitry panel. May.
Help.
The Kane and Suranji Cosmicast is produced, written, directed, and performed by the Oxford Rationalist Liberation Front and Amateur Theatrical Collective, a.k.a. Brian E. Drake. Creative Commons licensed for attribution, non-commercial share-alike. All embedded sound in this Cosmicast was either self-created or public domain. Visit us at oxfordrationalist.com. Contact the collective via brianedrake@mail.com. That's BRIANEDRAKE @mail.com. Spread the word in your end of the galaxy.